Welcome back, everybody. Today, for a little bit of throwback, though it's not Thursday, is Donruss Triple Play 1993 edition. As you can see, it says 59 cents for the packs is what they were. I do believe I paid a solid $10 for this box. So it is definitely a good candidate for a throwback and for a little bit of fun. To see what we get for 1993. We will see if we happen to recognize anybody in here. I was still collecting baseball cards around this time, if I remember right, though I do not at all remember this product. So even though it does seem to be pretty inexpensive for 59 cents for a pack. I think the tops at that point were 50 cents. All right, so here are our odds for back then. Look for Thrill, Rhino, and Big Hurt. Collect randomly inserted cards highlighting baseball's top stars and their nicknames. Cards feature holographic foil stamped nicknames and a borderless design. All right, from the Leaf Company. Let's see how lucky. Oh, they're not going to be all that easy to open, of course. And let's see what we get. I don't think these are bricks. These should come apart nicely. Yeah, no real problem. There's obviously something in the middle. It's slightly bigger than the rest of the card. All right, so we got Tom Brunansky. No idea. Hal Morris. This is a Triple Play Hot Shots. It's a little hot shot. We're obviously going to have to turn it over to see who it is. Grew up. He is Darren Dalton. If you want, you can pause it and read that. I'll leave those up for a second. There's Mark Langston. Here's another little hot shot. This is Tom Glavine. That's cool. A little off-center, but not bad. Terry Steinbeck. Tim Teufel. I do recognize quite a few of these. There's Bob Wickman. Here is, I have no idea what this is. This is a Triple Play Action. It's a versus card. Oops, should be a little lower for you guys. A versus card. Number 17 of 30. Oh, it's a scratch off. Well, I am not going to scratch it off. And let me reset the camera up a little higher, I think, to be better. Yeah, that's better. There is Rick Sutcliffe, Eric Davis, and Roger Clemens, and a Brett Saberhagen. So actually quite a few names I recognize. Some good players. Jack McDowell. There is a mascot. Let's see who this one is. Let's see, mascots. Many major league teams represent furry coating. Okay, so it doesn't say who it is. Oh, it's a Pirates mascot. You can read the Pirates. There you go. We got Terry Mulholland, Tony Phillips, Mark Whitten, Chris Hoyles, Mark Grace. There is another Tom Brunansky. 3 of 30. Wasn't the last one 3 of 30? Oh, 17 of 30. We got 17 of 30 for versus. Damon Berryhill to Dave Henderson. That's cool. Mitch Williams and a John Orton. We got Kurt Schilling, Jeff Montgomery, and Al Martin, BJ Surhoff. This is Fun at the Ballpark. That's a Dodger. I should probably recognize that feller. That's Roger McDowell. Having fun. There you go. A Brady Anderson, Dwight Smith, Frank Viola. It's 26 of 30. Another Damon Berryhill. Another Dave Anderson. Mitch Williams. And a John Orton. All right, you get quite a few cards in these packs. 12 baseball cards plus 1 rub-off game card. Well, I will not rub off any of the game cards because I'm going to put this on my eBay, and one of you lucky fellers will be the one to buy it, hopefully. Tim Teufel, Bob Wickman, Brett Barbery. There's a Brett Butler. Ed Sprague, Hal Morris. We already had that one. That's Darren Dalton. Mark Langston, 24 of 30. Bill Wegman. Brian Jordan. There we go. Cal Ripken Jr. That's a sweet card. Ooh, look at there. Nice Dennis Eckersley. This is definitely a fantastic box so far. Get some great players. Tom Pagnozzi, Greg Olson, Bobby Witt, Terry Pendleton. These are some new Dodgers. Tim Wallach and Jody Reed. Second base, Jody Reed is on the back of this fella, and a Todd Worrell. Jose Oquendo, Kevin Apier, Kevin Tapani, 26 of 30. Sorry, that's the Twins versus CA. Geez, I should know this. I don't know. For some reason, my brain's not working at the moment. Cal Edred, Tom Zeal, Steve Avery, and Brett Main. I may just box these all up and send them to Jabs family, and he can use these as giveaways. There's a lot of good cards here. We got Robbie Thompson. Look at that. Mark McGuire. That's a sweet card. Jeff Connie. Dave Fleming. Mike LaValliere. I think. Something like that. This is equipment. He's beating on the glove, make it nice and loose. Obviously, it's a nice new Wilson glove. So he's pounding it in. See, techniques to break in a glove, one of which is to pound the glove to make sure it has a deep pocket. Some hitters tape their bats, giving them a better grip if they are trying to grip bare wood surfaces. So see, yeah, he's pounding on it to give it a nice, to wear in that glove since it's brand new. Chad Curtis, Mike Morgan. That's number 6 of 30 for the Mets versus the Expos. Luis Rivera. Kevin Brown. That's a new Yankee. That's Wade Boggs. Right? Am I wrong? No, yeah. Wade Boggs. That's sweet. And a Jim Abbott on the back. That's a cool card. Here's a sweet little checklist. Is that for a team? No, it's just a number checklist. All right. Just 199 to 264. That's cool. And that card is numbered 264, so that's sweet. Gotta have a checklist. For $10, there is definitely more than $10 in cards here. For all the McGuires and Cal Ripken Jr.'s and stuff like that. It's definitely worth it if you want to pick up a box, if you can find it. They only had this one box. Sorry, that was Bip Roberts, Albert Bell, Craig Biggio, Rick Sutcliffe. Okay, that's the first upside down card. That's kind of odd. We got a Scott Erickson, Roger Clemens, Brett Saberhagen, Greg Jeffries. That's 15 of 30. Kenny Lofton. There you go. Darryl Strawberry when he was on the Dodgers. This is a triple play awesome action. There are many types of slides. Learning to slide properly is a skill that usually takes a long time to master. And a Pat Borders. Yeah, I think I will send these off to Jabs family. He can open them up on a Fan Mail Friday. I'll put some of the better cards maybe in some top loaders, and he can give those away, and then put the rest in his little stockpile for giving out to people. That's Delino DeShields, Tim Raines, Felix Jose. There's a Don Mattingly, Cecil Fielder. There's a Ryan Sandberg, Ivan Rodriguez, Darren Holmes. Oh, another Darryl Strawberry, another sliding one, Kenny Lofton, and a Pat Borders. So that's the back half of that pack was very similar to just the previous pack. We got Jaime Navarro, Dan Walters. That's a triple plays with the A's. Yeah, that's a Mark McGwire card. That's sweet. Sandy Alomar Jr. That's a Versus. Huh. That's number 15/30 again. Okay. Oh, and the whole back of the pack is backwards. We got a Steve Hosey. Sorry. Ruben Sierra. There's another checklist starting with number 1. John Schmaltz, Pedro Astacio, Chuck Knobloch, Steve Hosey again, and a Ruben Sierra. Definitely seeing some duplication now. At least noticing much more of it. Mike Morgan, Kirk McCaskill, Bip Roberts, Albert Bell, Mark Lemke. That's a little hot shots. That is Mark Grace, Eddie Tabonce, Mark Whitten, 29/30, Luis Rivera, Brett Boone, and John Kruk. Oh man, are we blurry? Sorry. Kevin Young. I've got to get a better camera and stop using my phone. See, that is a staying fit. Any major leaguer would tell you their preparation begins long before they step on the field to play a game. One of the most important facets of the pre-game routine is stretching the legs to lessen the chances of pulling a muscle. We got Gary Scott, John Franco, Moses Alou, Showan Dunston, Mike Greenwell, Rob Dibble. That's 21/30. Let's see, we got Kenny Lofton, Pat Borderers, Jay Bell, and Dwight Gooden. This is actually way better of a product than I thought it was. I mean, we're not even halfway through, for crying out loud. We're already getting all these cards. This is a bucket load of cards for $10. And good cards, in my opinion. Lee Smith, Devon White. There's a Fred McGriff. Andy Stankiewicz. Steve Olin. Carlos Garcia. Gary Sheffield. And that's an awesome action. Pitchers try to thwart the top base stealers by stepping off the pitching rubber and throwing to first base, hopefully catching the runner too far off the bag. 23/30. Ooh, another one. And back to slides. All right. Pat Borderers. We got Jay Bell and a Dwight Gooden. At least we're getting good duplication. You know, you can't really complain when you're getting, you know, Dwight Gooden and stuff as your duplicates. We got Tim Salmon, Jeff Bagwell, Charles Nagy. There's a Mike Piazza, Pat Lestache, Mickey Telton, so Juan Bell, and a Kevin McReynolds. That's number 3/30. Bill Swift, Steve Finley. This is a little hot shots. This is Tom Glavine and a Mark Lemke. Sweet. See Steve Sachs when he was on the White Sox. Mickey Morandini, Travis Fryman, Carlos Garcia. This is Joe Robbie Stadium. Dave Hollins, Matt Coulier, Tim Wakefield, 23 of 30 again. Kurt Schilling, Jeff Montgomery, Al Martin, and a BJ Surhoff. Or Surhoff, probably more. And these packs, actually, now that I've got them down, they do open quite nice. Sweet. We got a Nolan Ryan. That's an awesome card. Delano DeShields, Tim Raines, a Felix Jose. Woo! There we go. Primetime Deion Sanders. A Checklist, John Smoltz, Glenn Davis, Rob Welch, Ron Gant, and a Chris Hoyles. Man, that's a sweet Deion Sanders. Whoops. Well, that pack broke in half. Gary DeScarcina. This is a defensive player who has to tag a sliding runner to record an out is always at risk, especially when the player makes a hard slide into the base. Thus, there are quite a few new rules. If you can take a peek, there we go. Getting a little foot action right to the shin. Cecil Fielder. We already got this little Hot Shots Mark Grace and another Hot Shots Mark Grace right behind it. There's that Mark McGuire card. Jeff Connie, Dave Fleming, that's 14 of 30. You know, Bobby Bonilla, Robin Ventura, Lenny Dykstra, and Alan Trammell. We're almost halfway through, getting some good cards. Is that a Jose Canseco on the back, maybe? I don't know. We got a Robbie Thompson. There's another of the Mark McGuire, Jeff Connie, Dave Fleming, Tino Martinez. There we go. Another Mark Grace, Eddie Tabances, Mark Witten, Ken Hill. There's a Shane Mack. Oh no, that's a Rob Welch. Trevor Wilson and a Rob Welch on the back. I don't know if Jose Canseco's in this. I don't know if he was playing yet. Maybe. No, he was playing, I think. Milt Coulier, Tim Wakefield, Bill Wegman, Brian Jordan, Royce Clayton, we got Robbie Thompson, Mark McGuire, Jeff Connie, 12 of 30, Nito Santiago, Ron Kovice, John Olerode, Jose Oquendo, Mike Bordick, Tony Gwynn, Kevin Moss, Scott Camperino. Ooh, a Dwight Gooden. That's sweet. Cecil Fielder. Another Mark Grace. Eddie Tabances, 18 of 30. Joe Grahe. Bill Swift. Steve Finley. And that's a Tom Glavine. I want to make sure my stack doesn't fall over. Barry Larkin, Tim Salmon, Jeff Bagwell, Charles Nagy. Oh, there's another Doc. Sweet, upside down. Ozzie Guillen. Oral Hershiser. That was my favorite pitcher when I was a kid right there. That's Mile High Stadium. 20 of 30. There's the Joe Robbie Stadium. Awesome action. Nothing can change the momentum in a baseball game quicker than an outstanding defensive play. John Wetland and Glenn Allen Hill. Well, that's Mark McGwire right there. And I don't know who that is. Let's see. A close play at the plate is one of the most exciting plays in baseball. Usually just a second or two is the difference between the runner being safe or out. That's cool. We'll put that. Dennis Martinez in the better pile. Carlos Baerga. Howard Johnson. There we go. Nolan Ryan Express. Mike Bordick. Tony Gwynn. Kevin Moss. 20 of 30. There's the mascots again for the Pirates. Terry Mulholland, Tony Phillips, and Jeff King. Fun at the ballpark again. Steve Oline, Benito Santiago, Ron Cavoche. That's Mike Musina. Tom Bernansky. Yep. Hal Morris. Had this one before. Darren Dalton. 15 of 30. Tom Browning. I don't think we've had this one before, have we? That's Paul Molitor. Damian Easley and Eric Anthony. We've had that one before. That is a Tom Glavine. Mark Lemke. Juan Gonzalez. Willie McGee. Juan Gonzalez. Jeff Brown. There's that new Yankees Wade Boggs. Checklist. For fun, we'll put a checklist in a holder just to mess with him. Mark Whitten. Pedro Astacio for the Dodgers, local team. Tino Martinez and Eddie Murray. Tom Pagnozzi, Greg Olson, Bobby Witt, Terry Pendleton. That's awesome. Pitchers try to thwart. Oh, we've seen that one. There's a Kurt Schilling, Jeff Montgomery, Al Martin, 11 of 30. Mike Leverrier, Pat Lestache. Ooh, Ozzie Smith. I think that's our first Ozzie. Kent Herbeck. Might be our first Kent Herbeck, too. Got a Mark Langston, Pete Harnish, George Bell. We got those new Dodgers again. Chris Hoyles, Brett Butler. Let's see, we got some new Cubs. Let's take a peek. We got Dan Piesky, Randy Myers, and Jose Guzman. There's a Julio Franco, 9 of 30. There we go. Cal Ripken Jr. again. That's a sweet card. A Dennis Eckersley, just like last time, right behind it. Rafael Belliard and a Brian McRae. Brett Boone, John Kruk, Ben McDonald, Sammy Sosa. There's a Juan Guzman for the Blue Jays, John Wheatland, Glenn Allen Hill, Tom Hundley, 9 of 30, Juan Bell, Kevin McReynolds, Mike Leverrier, and a Pat Listache. We are getting down there. Sorry, this is a long video. I did not realize there would be so many cards. New Dodgers again. A Joe Robbie Stadium. That's like a third or fourth of that. That would be for the nothing can change a momentum in a baseball game. John Wetland. Brian Harper. Darren Jackson. This is... Many players have become quite adept at sliding headfirst into a base instead of the traditional feet-first slide, believing it gives them an extra second or two. There you go. Greg Vaughn, 30 of 30. That's our first 30 of 30. That's a Braves versus the Blue Jays. Darren Dalton, Mike Mussina, Rick Wilkins, and a Scott Cooper. Ron Kukovice, John Olerud, Jose Oquendo. There's a Kevin Apier, a Benito Santiago, Wally Joyner. That's cool. Marquise Grissom, Scott Luce, Steve Avery, Brett Main, Larry Walker, and a Chuck Knobloch. New Dodgers, Joe Robbie Stadium. That is a momentum. John Wheatland. Jeff Connie. Juan Gonzalez. Willie McGee. Jaime Navarro. A 3 of 30. Mickey Morandini. Travis Fryman. Carlos Garcia. And a Gary Sheffield. There's a Chris Sabo, Luis Polina. Catchers have to earn a reputation of being able to block the plate, standing in front of the plate and defying runners to knock them over to score. We got a Rob Deere, Eddie Tabansis. There's a George Brett. That's a new Astros. That is a Dog Drabeck and Greg Swindell. Ed Sprague, 8 of 30. Eric Davis, Roger Clemens, Brett Saberhagen, and Greg Jeffries. I'm sure when Eric is going through these, he'll be pointing out significantly more information than I am. That feller is one of the most knowledgeable YouTubers out there and tends to know most everything about most everyone, unless he's never heard of them. So, Trevor Wilson, there's a Bob Welch. Here is our checklist of Ron Gant. Triple play, that's the momentum one. Jay Borner, Joe Girardi. There we go. Jose Canseco on the Rangers. 17 of 30. This is a checklist. See the little person? There's another Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, no, that's the first Ken Griffey Jr., isn't it? Yeah, that's the first Ken Griffey Jr. There we go. Is that number 1? Ken Griffey Jr. That is card number 1 for the set. That's sweet. He looks like just a little kid, man. Darren Dalton and a Mike Mussina. The others were Cal Ripken Jr. That's right. There we go. That's Mr. Griffey. That's the first time for him. Glad to see that card. Glenn Allen Hill, Todd Hundley, Lou Whitaker, Kurt Schilling, Devin White, Dan Walters. Here's another triple play for Mark McGuire. Sandy Alomar Jr., 6 of 30. This is the pitchers thwarting the base runners. Cal Eldred, Tom Zeal, and Steve Avery. Jeff King. Oh, there's another card back there. There's a Robin Yount. That's cool. Tom Pagnozzi. Greg Olson. Eddie Murray. Hal Morris. Seen this one before. This is Darren Dalton. Mark Langston. 6 of 30. There's a Kevin Young. The Staying Fit, All About Stretching. Gary Scott. And a John Franco. We are down to 3 packs, everybody. 3 packs. I'm going to pack this box up and get ready to send to Jabs. Hopefully, if you're not subscribed, you'll head on over there, watch some of his videos. He's got ball hawking videos. He's got card opening videos. He's got videos that show you, you know, how to go and buy cards at flea markets and stuff like that. So, it well worth some of the watches. If you're interested, you know, slap the like button and subscribe to the guy. He is truly fantastic. Andy Bennis, Rick Langford, Danny Tartable, Jeff Brantley, Ron Cavoce, Chris Sabo, Luis Polina. That's the one where the catcher's got to take a hit. 29 of 30. Kevin Young, Staying Fit, Gary Scott, and John Franco. 24 cards left. You know, Brian Harvey, Jay Buhner, Joe Girardi. There is another Jose Canseco. We got a Tom Browning, Ramon Martinez, a Randy Johnson. That's sweet. A Bobby Bonilla, 9 of 30. Gary DiSaracini. Which one is that? That is the player who has to... a defensive player who has to tag... Oh, yeah, the sliding runner. Yeah, that's a... There's Cecil Fielder. And another Mark Grace. And our final pack. Yeah, we already saw the new Cubs. Julio Franco. Dante Bichette. Jack Morris. Joe Grahe. Pete Hernesh. George Bell. We saw the new Dodgers. 27 of 30. Rafael Belliard. Brian McRae. Will Cordero. And a Scott Erickson to finish it off. All right, everybody. That was Donruss Triple Play. It is 36 count times 12. You get quite a few cards. You get you inserted nice shiny cards. Let me see if I can find one of those real quick to show you. There we go. We got the Nolan Ryan Express. That is a sweet little card right there. That, of course, is going as well to the Jabs. He's going to get every single one of these cards. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you head on over there to watch open his Fan Mail Friday for hopefully whenever he gets this in a week or two. I appreciate y'all watching as usual, and I'll see you guys in the next video.